Coming to you almost live from the Herbert I. Greenberg Studios at WHIG, it's Up Late with Sam Bass.
Just can't get it. It needs something else.
Like more cowbell?
Maybe not quite. Maybe something more.
I think we need more cowbell. Hit it, Sam.
Hold it. Something else is missing. I just can't put my finger on it.
Here, try this.
This will definitely do it.
We've seen before the banger's good. Ooh, nice tone on that. All right, there we go.
All right. Okay, I think we got it. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Scott Smith, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another unforgettable evening here on Up Late with me, Sam Bass. This is a brand new episode. At least it will be the first time you see it. Complete with cowbell. I'm telling you folks, you can't get this kind of entertainment in Rocky Mount. The tonight's show is brought to you by our Green Room sponsor, Serve Pro of Rocky Mountain Tarboro. You got fire damage? Water damage? Perhaps you threw a party in your backyard shack while your wife was at the beach and need to make it look like it never happened? Serve Pro can fix that. Don't worry. I got you. Call me. And mark your calendar for Saturday, November 15th. Up Late is proud yet again to be a sponsor of the Wilson Record Show hosted by our good friend Phil Sabella at Phil's Music Exchange of Wilson. You can find everything there. Vinyl, DVDs, memorabilia, reel to reel. Phil's Music Exchange on Tarboro Street in Wilson. Tell them Sam sent you and get punched. Not really. I mean, you get an extra punch on the rewards card. So tell them Sam Bass sent you. And now I'd like to make this announcement. Raise your glasses because we've got a brand new sponsor. Papa Chibo, right here in Rocky Mount. If you're craving top shelf bourbon and food that will make you rethink your dinner plans forever, this is your spot. And on Tuesday nights, did somebody say Tuesday night? Papa Chibo serves prime rib every Tuesday night. It takes center stage. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be huge. And so make sure you remember to go to Papa Chibo's. They're not just a restaurant, folks. They're the place where friends meet. And if you're lucky, you might actually catch a glimpse of a local celebrity or two, present company included. So next, coming up tonight, our next guest is a self-proclaimed trafficologist who went from dodging traffic to dodging wrong answers. He's the host of The Brain Game on WRAL. It's a high school quiz show where teens battle over pop culture, science, and occasional Shakespeare quote. So tonight, none other than Mark Roberts will be here. But first, so I got a little excited a few weeks back when I found out Jimmy Kimmel's time slot was open. I even wrote ABC an application letter. And I'm still waiting to hear back. I've got high hopes and a fresh suit to wear. What's that I hear? Is that my mail alert? We've got mail? Thank you, Jamie. Jamie's arm, everybody. Jamie's arm. I've got mail from Jimmy Kimmel Live, Los Angeles, California, to Up Late with Sam Bass. Let's see what it says. How Carson do it? All right. Well, for some reason, it's got cards in here. Let's see what it says. Dear Mr. Bass, thank you for your recent letter expressing interest in taking over hosting duties for Jimmy Kimmel Live, which if I took it would be Sam Bass Almost Live. We appreciate your enthusiasm and your confidence, but after careful consideration, and one producer accidentally Googling Sam Bass NASCAR, I don't think he's still with us anymore, by the way. We regret to inform you that you will not be considered for the host of that position. We understand this may come as a disappointment. You're lost. But we hope to soften the blow with a top 5 list made just for you. Something we think you'll appreciate. So what they've sent me is the top 5 reasons I will not be hosting Jimmy Kimmel Live. So let's take a look. This ought to be good. Number 5. You signed the application. Thanks for staying up late with Sam Bass. While we appreciate your clever play on words here, we suggest you save that for restaurant receipts and not job applications. I admit I sign restaurant receipts out loud all the time. And I leave a business card for the chef. Watch out, Jamie. Number 4. You once interviewed Barbie. She was a doll. For 2 minutes and never managed to get a word out of her. Number 3. Your idea of a cold opening involves a stuffed dummy and a failed parachute. And to this day, our producers aren't sure which one was the real dummy in that scenario. Well, actually, it wasn't so much as a failed parachute as it was a forgotten parachute. Well, I get your point. Number 2, you pitched a segment called Kiss My Bass, which we're pretty sure violates at least 3 FCC guidelines and 1 moral code. Plus, a dating show for fish is absurd. What they don't know is I had the perfect host. I had Greg Fishel on board to host it. Your loss. Number 1. It's clear your top priority as a late night show is landing Will Ferrell. We admire your ambition, and we've already had him on a few times. And every visit ends with a plumbing emergency. They need to call Serpro. Anyhow, turns out when Will hang on a minute, folks. Okay. Turns out when Will overdoes it at the food services table in our green rooms, the pipes pay the price. That's it. So there's more to the letter. Sam, we wish you continued success on Up Late with Sam Bass and encourage you to keep doing what you do best, confusing, amusing, and mildly alarming the good people of Rocky Mountain surrounding areas. Warmest regards, but a very firm no. Signed, the producers of the Jimmy Kimmel Live. Oh, there's a PS. Also, our legal team prefers applications that don't arrive splashed with bourbon. Okay, so much for that. So sit tight. We're going to be right back, right here. Trafficologist himself, Mark Roberts.
Phil's Music Exchange of Wilson offers thousands of vinyl LPs, CDs, cassettes, 8 tracks. They even have reel-to-reels, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS, video games, an abundance of music for the music lover. Check them out today. Phil's Music Exchange in Tarboro, 207 West Tarboro Street, downtown Wilson, or philsmusicexchange.com.
I never thought this would happen.
Never thought this would happen.
I never thought this would happen.
We got you.
We got you.
We got you.
When the unexpected comes calling, call the one team prepared for what no one can predict.
We got you.
Servpro, like it never even happened.
Welcome back, and as promised, the traffickologist himself, Mark Roberts, is in the house. Sit down, everybody.
Yes, a lot of people, they were actually leaving, Sam, is what they were doing. Come back, please. But thanks for recognizing that. I appreciate it. That was a very formally coined term back in 1999.
I'm going to mention something about that, but before we do that,
Okay.
we want to have our official
Let's do it.
show toast here, sponsored by Papa Chibo's Restaurant, my good friend George Long. Cheers, George. Thank you.
All right, George.
That good Woodford Reserve.
That is nice.
Can't beat
Yeah.
it.
That is not colored water right there. That's
That's
the real
it's the
thing.
real deal.
That's great.
We don't play around here.
That's way to go.
So you mentioned the trafficologist term, and this is not in the script, so Jamie, please forgive me. I'm going off script already. I actually Googled it. I Googled the word trafficologist.
That is
And
cool.
forgive me for having my phone here.
No, that's okay.
So this is the first thing that came up on Google. A trafficologist is an informal coined term for a person who specializes in traffic reporting, often using humor and personality to describe traffic conditions. The term was popularized by Mark Roberts, a former WRAL traffic reporter.
Thank you.
Who jokingly referred to himself as having a degree from Asphalt U. Is that correct? Is this all correct?
Yes, I used to say Asphalt State and Turnpike Tech, and yeah, and I said that one of my college professors was a notorious Biggie Pothole, and if I'm remembering that right, yeah, but that's really dated too, right there.
So you did 17 years of dodging potholes and taking helicopter shots. So what's the weirdest thing that ever happened?
Gosh, the earlier times I was a street news reporter, and weirder things happen out there in the outlying areas. Many things went wrong. The studio was fun because you never know what could happen there as well. But gosh, so many incidents over the years, Sam. I don't know. It's just let it suffice to say, strange things happen in the field. It's a little mellower in the studio. Like we won't have any incidents in here tonight, I don't think.
So if you drove in around Rocky Mount,
yeah,
you might have noticed there was a few roundabouts in Rocky Mount.
Yes,
like
yes.
A few hundred maybe.
Yes.
So what's your opinion on them? What do you think of the roundabouts? Are they safe?
At first, it confused everyone,
Yeah.
and no one knew what was going on with it. If everybody participates and does it the right way, which is so true with so many things in life, it works great. But you still see the person that does not know how to come into it. So if you work it right, the roundabout or the traffic circle can be a good thing.
Well, my statement on that to my wife all the time is they need to have it in driver's ed.
That would help.
Because I've seen people go the wrong way or get out
It's been a while
stop
since that.
and wait for everybody to come. It's just, but I get it. I get why it works so good. So I'm going to change gears a little bit here. So you once tried you're doing different jobs for a day.
Yes.
And I know one of them was a farmer.
Yes.
So you actually survived a tractor?
Yes. My favorite one was Garbage Man, but the tractor thing,
got that on here.
We went up to Roxborough, and one of our workers, Lori Fouché, her father is a legitimate tobacco farmer up there.
Okay.
And he had very expensive equipment. He had his combine was worth $100,000, and he let me drive that thing through his field. And I remember I started singing a song, Old MacDonald had a farm, and on that farm he had a good combine. And then I hear the guy go, "Watch out what you're doing!" And I had fun with that. And I came up with a great phrase. You know that picture that hangs in sometimes good barbecue places. You been farming long? And so I ended that piece with I had the farmer walk with me. You been farming long? I said, 1 day. And that's how long I lasted out there.
Well, I remember you doing the garbage truck too.
Garbage truck was fun. Yeah, we jumped in with the Henderson guys going around town, and that was I had a good time with that. And that day I could hang off the back of the garbage truck.
Yeah.
Today I'd take the gig riding in the front, I think, and operating the hydraulic.
Those guys are precision with picking up.
They are.
I mean, it's really
yeah.
interesting to watch.
We cover trash in this program sometimes, which is a good thing.
All the trash is out there, folks. And we're getting it.
It is.
I know you've you're still helping to cover the Raleigh Christmas Parade with WRA.
It's been a while since I've done something directly, but I used to really like being the guy on the street, and I did a goofy dance one year that got a lot of publicity and things like that, and it shows the reason why my wife told me to never sing or dance on television again. I thought doing the dead bug would be a good thing to do. The Helping Hand Marching Band came out there. I tried to move. I don't have much going on. I went down the ground like a dead bug and got some, and then they cut and go away, and I stand up, and I thought I'd been perspiring on my back, but actually the horse troop had been through right before that, and I did my dance in a pile of horse number one out there, and did not smell good for the rest of the parade.
Well,
had to duck into the bank building.
For entertainment purposes, right?
Yeah, you give your all. You give your all for this.
Yeah, I'm giving it all. It may not look like it, but I'm giving my all. So I do know that is a legendary performance. I remember seeing it. I think I probably watched it happening while it was happening.
They had me reenact it for the anniversary thing.
Okay.
It was just as lousy as the second time as was the first. But I had a good time with that.
So, Mark, you've been called the only Mark Roberts. I've been called the only Sam Bass.
That's good for you. You've earned that, Sam.
What is the most Mark Roberts thing you've ever done on air, other than the dancing?
I used to like jazzing up the morning show. And some people used to think it was taking over the morning show. And opinions varied, and sometimes I rubbed people the wrong way. But the one that came out the best, and I should have brought some tape. Now, we don't need tape of that, but remember Anchorman Jim Payne? Yeah. I am Jim Payne. When he left, I told Jim, watch the morning show this morning. And so I bribed the producer, and he let me do it. I wrote a small song, and I gave everybody a song sheet. And they punched around to like the field reporters and the guy, they even had the helicopter pilot singing. And the song was, I'm leaving on a jet plane. My name is Anchorman Jim Payne. I know you don't want me to go down to Orlando for all that dough. That was my song, and I sang that. And some people got mildly upset with that. But and I did a rap video with my dogs one time. I had and I did it live too, which could have been a big problem. But it's I had my dog was running, and I did Chewy, Chewy runs on the beach. Chewy, Chewy with tire seat screech. And I did this like rap thing, and some people laughed, some people didn't. And my favorite one was, I've had several favorites here already. Self-centered people have a lot of favorites. But Mike Mays and I one day, Mike Mays was a little bit nervous with me. I'm okay saying that nowadays.
I can see that.
He was a little bit nervous because he's pretty straight up.
I'm nervous right now.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. It's and so one day I just tell him, I said, Mike, man, when they come back from break, let's switch. I'll be doing the weather, you'll be doing the traffic. No, we'll get in big trouble. No, we're not doing that. Come on, Mike, it'll be funny. It'll be really funny. Okay. And so we come back from break, and he does some real quick traffic thing. And Mike Mays is great, but he just kind of straight traffic. And so I come over, I'm trying to think of some stuff, and they have that big sweeping arm that comes around for Doppler. I said, watch out, everyone, there's a large arm that is coming across Lenore County. It's gonna, and then I ducked, and I did some things. I said, oh boy, look at all those pretty colors back there. And some people thought it was funny, some management liked it, some management did not, and the general manager called us down into his office that day, and Mike says, we're going to be fired. I said, no, we're good. And he was like J. Jonah Jameson. He's on the phone there, and he's like, you two sit in there, and he finishes, and he goes, and he points to me, he goes, you do the traffic, and he points to Mike, he says, you do the weather. Don't switch. And we're like, yes, sir. And we leave. He goes, we're going to get fired. I said, no, we're not. That was all right. That was good.
I just saw where he's got a little ad out of Mike Mays. And he says, I've been a weatherman for 30 years. I'm like, that's an odd term for him because he's a meteorologist.
Yes.
There's a difference in him, but he says weatherman.
I tell you, and I tell you, Sam, I used to watch all the weather guys, and nothing personal to any of the others, but Mike Mays used to freak out if he was like a half degree off on the humiture or something.
Yeah.
He was in there, calculating, doing stuff, and he was so concerned, and I respected that in him, and that's cool. I'm good with him to this day. We were talking just the other day recently, so yeah. Mike Mays, we're on a refrigerator magnet together, so you got to be pals with.
I think we might have a picture of that coming up.
Oh, that's outstanding.
So you were on WRL. You were a familiar face. Everybody knows you. How long were you there, and what was it like working there the first day?
It was 17 and a half years, and the first day, let me tell you about my first day. They when I came down here, they had so many openings. That's why I got hired. Wilson Bureau was open. Fayetteville Bureau was open, and Nightside Raleigh was open. And so I come down here, and I took a nice trip out to Wilson, which is one day with somebody. And I just came back, and I said, and a newspaper reporter told me, he says, hey man, that Fayetteville job, you'll be the lead story every night. I had not seen Fayetteville, nothing personal to Fayetteville. There's different communities around the area, the military community down there.
Right.
I took Fayetteville sight unseen, and showed up down there with that. So I come to Fayetteville for my first day, and they said, well, Mark, just come to Raleigh the first day, fill out the paperwork, we'll check you in, we'll give you your badge and whatever, your thick makeup or whatever they do on the first day there. And so the scanner goes nuts, and there's something busting loose down in Fayetteville. And so fly the helicopter down there, go down, jump on the helicopter, fly down to Fayetteville. Some guy was torching trailers in the trailer park. It was the superintendent of the park. And we get down there right when the guy is finishing what he's doing, and we interviewed him and everything. He didn't say I did this or anything. And we just covered the story great, got right on. I didn't even know where that was. It was in like Moore County somewhere or something. And so then they called me up and they said, bag the paperwork. You're the lead on set at 6 with Charlie Gaddy. And I'm like, okay. And so first day, and so my big moment, Sam, I'm on there, and Charlie didn't know me from Adam. And so I sit on the set, and Charlie's like, hey man, how you doing? And so he intros me, and he goes, our photographer, Mark Roberts, has the story. And I'm like, do you correct Charlie Gaddy? I just rolled on with it, just rolled on. And it's, so my first day, I was the live lead at 6 p.m.
That is very cool.
I finally filled the papaperwork out, though. Everything came out all right.
Well, you had a good career with
taxes,
them.
all those taxes.
Well, how did your whole career begin in journalism, and what drew you to it?
I was going to be America's funniest morning disc jockey. I grew up listening to some really great guys.
You can still do that now.
I guess I could, but it's better to minimize me, I think, out there. But I grew up in D.C., a lot of great morning shows there, man. Howard Stern was through there, Don Geronimo, all these cool guys.
Yeah, Howard Stern got fired up there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And I can tell you about that too. But anyway, and so I worked through, I did voices, I did other things. I was going to be so funny and everything, and I get my first job at WTON in Stanton, Virginia, the Sporty 1240, an AM, 1,000-watt AM station in Stanton, Virginia. And I'm doing I think I'm the greatest disc jockey in the world there. I'm nailing it, and just keeping the meters moving. And so the news lady was from Michigan, Tammy Chavickas, and she did the news. She didn't do the news, she did the news. I don't have the news today. And so they come to me and they go, Tammy has a heavy accent, how about, could you do the news? Like, what's in it for me? And the guy said, $10 more a week and you can drive the station car around. I said, dude, I'm in. And that was in 1982.
Yeah, just continue to drink that and everything will be all right.
Yeah.
So we do have an old pic we're going to put up. It's you and Mike Mays.
Oh, there it is.
And it's
we are youthful.
You guys are. Mike Mays has hair.
He's got hair. It's got some color in it and everything.
So I know you talked about him already. But how did you come up with the whole trafficologist thing?
It was no thought process went into it whatsoever. It's before they had never done traffic before. I was the first traffic guy at WRAL, and I remember the boss said, we think you could inject your personality within reason to the morning show.
Cars keep coming and coming.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And I remember I said to him the first time, I said, well, what, do people have TVs in their car now? And the guy says, no, they watch it and then they go to work. I said, okay, that's fine. And so we rehearsed at 3 a.m. That first morning, I'm like, oh my God. I was in a zombie-like state. And we rehearsed the thing. And then the station manager, who is since the late Jim Griffin, who has passed on, we used to call him Cool Breeze, he comes down there and just says, you need to come up with a handle for yourself. You need to call yourself something. Be ready to go at 6. And I'm like, And I just figured, meteorologist, trafficologist. And they said, okay. And they put it in the Chiron. That was it from there on. And it's
and all these years later, you go to Google, and it's the first thing that comes up.
That is,
that is a term that was coined by you.
I am touched by that.
It's probably being used throughout the country now.
I can only hope so. And I had one at the state fair. A really nice lady came up and she said, Mr. Roberts, my son wants to go into what you're doing. Can you tell him about the trafficology degree that you got at the Asphalt State? I said, ma'am, I made all that stuff up. I'm so sorry. I said, if he just gets a good education, maybe he can have it. But she's, can you tell me about the degree my son can get? It's like, made that up.
That's funny. So I'm going to go back to Mike Mays a bit. What's your fondest memory of Mike? Was it that story you just told me?
I would have to say when we switched was the funniest because he was absolutely convinced we were gone, and I was like, and that kind of pushed the, the morning show was very straight before that. They did they told me, they said, we need to make it a little more, and that was the GM was behind that and stuff. And so it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And, Mike was trying to do the weather, but I'm an acquired taste that takes time. And
I've had a whole career life of rubbing people the wrong way. So
yeah, I tell you, but
the way I roll.
Mike is as strong of a weather guy as I have ever seen on local television, man.
And,
he's a good guy.
Didn't he used to go by like the mild-mannered weather reporter? They call it something like that.
Yeah, mild-mannered Mike Mays.
Yeah, he really is a soothing presence on the news.
And he's very, very close with his mother, and just a nice guy. He's not. There's not going to be a lot of bad language or even bourbon drinking there, probably. But it's a.
Sorry, Mike, I don't think you're going to make it here. I'm just kidding. We'd take Mike Mays in a heartbeat.
Yes, we would.
I got some pictures we're going to pop up of some of the people from WRAL, some of the faces. I've got a picture. The first one I've got here is you and Bill Leslie somewhere.
Oh, all right.
Robbie's going to pop them up, but I'm going to show you what we're talking about here.
Good, that tells me.
That one.
Oh, man, yeah, there's me. Look at the size of my head at that point in my life. Good heavens, that was 20 pounds ago, man. And a different pair of glasses, too. We used to have fun in the morning. Yeah, that's me and Bill goofing it up, yeah. I feel good about that. God, I have an absolutely humongous head. I mean, look, Bill's much taller than me, and man.
He's a tall guy.
He's got a good, I look like, man, I need to do something about that. Is it still that large?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
man. But I love the picture's nice quality. Yeah, and that's in the studio there. You can see the morning. And if anybody ever sees that like railing up there, that's fake. That's not an upstairs thing. That's fake up there. But anyway.
All right.
Ooh. Yeah,
All right.
Carson.
Here's
Doctor.
another one. Now, keep in mind, all of these people I'm talking about have all sat in that seat. Mm-hmm. Okay? This one here.
Oh, there's my friend Linda Loveland. Oh, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. That was the day of the Raleigh, the anniversary of it was like the 50th Raleigh Christmas Parade or whatever that was. And Linda's so nice. And I'm saying, Linda, come over here and pose with me so I can get some clicks on Facebook here. And it's if you can see, that's when I had my massive forehead injury. I had on the left side of my forehead, I had fallen into a sticker bush, and that is some like clown makeup over top a massive injury because I showed up.
Sticker bush. I hadn't heard that in years.
See, look at my eye right there.
I used to fall in them all the time.
Look at my eye right
Yeah,
there.
I can see it.
And I show up and they're like, "What is wrong with you?" It's like had to fight off some would-be attackers on the way. No, that's not what happened. But that's yeah. And there's Charles Braswell right over there, and I think that might be Tommy Normanley up there. But yeah, that's a.
I know a lot of people look up to her figuratively and literally.
Linda's a very cool person, 6'1" in her stocking feet, I believe.
Yeah, I think 5'13".
And has has tall.
That's what she says.
Yeah, has tall. Oh, yeah, that's a 5'13". I like
Yeah.
that. That makes it. Yeah, and she has. I was doing the Christmas parade one year, as I told you guys, and the Harley Davidson group called the Harley Davidson. Go interview somebody. Oh, I got it. Hi, do you like being in the parade? I'm Linda Loveland's sister. And I said, really? And she stood up. She was like 6'3". I said, yes, you are. Back to you, Bill. And that's it. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, she's super sweet. We had a great episode with her on here.
Yeah,
She's
Linda
a lot
Loveland
of fun.
is cool people.
Yeah, very good. One more.
What's that picture? That is some great people. That picture.
Also, another guest of the show, Mr. Crabtree.
Yes, the Crabber
who
himself.
called you
He did.
before we came on air here.
He did. He was telling me to watch out for that Sam Bass show.
Yeah.
And but he
Good
told me
advice.
the bourbon is real, so that's good. Chad Flowers over to the left, great guy. Worked at Channel 5 for 30 years from Johnston County. Great guy. He did a great job when all those riots were happening in downtown Raleigh. He was up in the helicopter. Did a great job. Ed Wilson to the right is the only non-family member who was in my wedding party. Ed is a great friend of mine. We came to Channel 5 the same year, 1990. And he's still full time there, and I just do the brain game thing. But yeah, we're yucking it up with the Crabber there. He's
a great guy.
Yeah, I think that was at somebody's going away party. I think that might have been Bill's, or I'm not sure. It was the going away parties is when all the self-centered people get together and smile for the pictures and everything.
I'll tell you a funny story. I think I mentioned to you that Heidi Kirk was on here.
Yeah.
And she's a friend of my daughter's.
Yeah.
And they went to the beach.
Okay.
And sent me a picture of them with David Crabtree.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
Okay, you got to explain how this happened here. So my daughter recognized David Crabtree. They were at the Big Oak Drive-In in Salter Path.
Yeah, he's got a place down close to there.
He's right down from our place.
Yeah.
And he said, my daughter said, you were on my dad's TV show.
Oh, that is cool.
And so was Heidi, so they got a little group picture with
That is great.
Hey, I want to thank my special guest tonight, Mark Roberts, for taking the time and coming and visiting and just giving us all the great stories that he has. So every Thursday night at 10 o'clock, right here on WHIG, and Saturday nights at 10, tune in to Up Late with Sam Bass. See you soon.